And we're back on BCIT magazine. The road to a career in professional baseball is a long and bumpy one, full of setbacks and obstacles. But as Chandler Grieve reports, 2 Canadian pitchers hope their decision to stay north of the border will help them in the big league dreams.
One is a lefty, the other a right-hander. One came to UBC from Alberta, the other from Langley. But starting pitchers Brandon Kay and Sheldon McDonald both made their way out to the Point Grey campus for the same reason: to get noticed. So far, so good for the pitching duo, as the two have helped the Thunderbirds to the opening round of the NAIA World Series, and in the process have turned some heads. Brandon, picked in the 45th round by the Toronto Blue Jays last June, will re-enter the draft this summer, but says getting drafted by a big league club was something he will never forget.
You know, obviously baseball isn't the #1 sport in Canada, so to be drafted as a Canadian into the MLB was quite a rush. It was an amazing feeling. I can't describe it. You know, I was so excited. It was a great feeling. I don't think I'll top that.
Sheldon, whose fastball has put him on the radar with many scouts, says a life in the big leagues has always been a dream of his.
Well, definitely, I want to pursue professional baseball for sure, and that's going to be #1, towards the draft and everything. But I mean, yeah, coming to UBC, I knew that it was going to be a great education, and that's kind of why I came here and stuff. So, but definitely, June coming up in the draft, it's #1 thought on my mind for sure.
UBC Thunderbirds head coach Terry McCaig says despite the success that Brandon and Sheldon have had so far in their careers, the odds are still stacked up against them.
Yeah, it's very difficult. All the odds say that you're not going to make it. You know, as much as these kids dream when they're young, and that's their goal, and they come here to play baseball, is to one day get a chance to play professional baseball. The odds are definitely stacked against you. So for our guys that do get the chance, it's a long journey, but this is step 1.
Now the road to the big leagues may be a long one for Brandon and Sheldon, but they can take comfort knowing that the only Canadian pitcher to ever start a game in the World Series, that being Jeff Francis, started his career with the UBC Thunderbirds. Chandler Grieve in Vancouver for BCIT magazine.
From baseball now to soccer. For the first time ever, Canada's men's soccer team has a game against 2-time World Cup champions Argentina. And another first here at BCIT magazine, our reporter Gavin Day is in Buenos Aires and has been following the team all week. He's live with us now. Gavin, what's the significance of this game?
Well, for Canada, this is just an exhibition game, but when you're playing one of the best countries in the world, it's really an opportunity to see where you are and learn from the best. For Argentina, it's quite a bit more. It's their final game at home before the World Cup, and the club hasn't been playing very well, so they're under a lot of pressure. The game is also part of the nation's bicentennial celebrations, so really the eyes of the country will be on this game.
So for a game like this, it really shouldn't be a contest, should it?
Well, that is the natural conclusion, but like I said, it's been a bit of a struggle of late for Argentina, and Canada did put up a fight to mighty Brazil 2 years ago in a friendly, losing in Seattle 3-2. So if Canada can hold out early against what's likely going to be a fierce Argentine attack, you really never know.
And that was Gavin Day reporting live from Argentina. On June 12th, Vancouver will see its first UFC fight, sparking MMA fever and bringing greater awareness to the sport. And as Ellie Short reports, if you're looking for a way to keep in shape this summer, MMA classes might be the thing for you.
To most people, mixed martial arts is a sport reserved for rougher folk. But for Joel Wassell, the co-owner of Dynamic Mixed Martial Arts, this is a great way to keep fit and have fun doing it.
People are going in regardless of what they want to do it for, whether it's for fun, fitness, or competition. Anybody can do this sport. There's all different age groups that'll do it, all different fitness levels, people from all different walks of life.
To ensure safety, beginners are often given padding for training.
Belly pads, these are also part of the training system. They're used to basically kick to the midsection. Focus mitts are predominantly used for hand speed and boxing techniques.
Bastian Houveniers is not only a professional fighter, but also a devoted teacher who likes to push his students no matter what level they're at.
I do a hard warm-up some nights, and for 30 minutes maybe, just get the guy really tired. Then you get into the technique. Because you've done so much hard warm-up, you're not gonna start strong and hurt people. You will go technique because you need the rest.
To see what this was all about, I decided to get in there and try out some moves with Joel, who was a decorated champion.
As you can see, this is quite the workout. And if you're interested in getting involved in mixed martial arts, you can head down to Dynamic Studio on Canby or visit their website for more information. In Vancouver, I'm Ellie Short for BCIT Magazine.
A former Canadian champion trial rider shows Kristin Woodhouse why it's an important aspect of Vancouver's famous mountain biking scene.
The 2 feet belonging to Ian Johansson have been pedaling through Vancouver's urban landscapes and mountains for years. The former Canadian champion trials bike rider spends his days scaling stairs, rocks, and whatever else the city has to offer.
I started mountain biking in 1992. I got into trials in 1993, so that's 18 years now. When I'm trials riding, I like to stick locally close to my house for training purposes. I do competitions every year, and I volunteer for training clinics as well for children, and I just like riding. It's a really good sport to be into, and I'm all about helping the growth of the sport.
Trials riding means a rider has to pass through a series of obstacles without letting their feet touch the ground. Ian has been teaching trial riding to hundreds of kids at clinics all over the Lower Mainland.
I teach kids on the side. When I go to the clinics, I teach like sometimes up to 50 kids in one day. Safety is very important. I make sure their bikes are ready to go, their tire pressure is correct so their tires won't fold, and they're using the proper body movements. I also have a diploma in fitness leadership, so I can show them things like stretching and exhaling on exertion.
One young rider has been mentored by Ian for several years. Kai St. Pierre appreciates Ian's authentic teaching style.
He's good at teaching me because he learned on his own, he taught himself. He gets how to teach and he gets how to learn, and he understands how it is to learn on your own, and that helps a lot. I like the challenge. A lot of trials is a lot getting from point A to point B, so there's a lot of obstacles and challenges that you have to overcome, and I like figuring out ways to get over that.
Ian hopes his participation as both a teacher and a rider will help foster the growth of future biking generations.
I really want to help with the growth of the sport. I feel that today's youths are going to be tomorrow's pros, and I think kids need something to do these days.
Don't be surprised to hear the echo of Ian's bouncing bike tires under a bridge near you. Kristin Woodhouse in Kitsilano for BCIT Magazine.
If you have any questions or comments regarding this program, please visit us online at bcitbroadcastnews.com or bcit-broadcast.com.
I'm Rick Chung with Leanna McCarthy, and that was BCIT Magazine.
Thanks for watching.